Hi, my name is Michael Marinelli, and today what I'm going to show you is how to make a rock and roll template in Pro Tools. So the first thing we're going to do is come down here and open Pro Tools. And we're going to create a blank session. And you're probably wondering, why would I make a template? What are the benefits of having a template? And essentially it just helps you save time upon starting up your session so that you don't have to go back in and make all the tracks and lay everything out to be organized. So essentially, as soon as you open the template, you can just hit record and start going. All right, so what we're going to name it is band template. And we're just going to save it to the desktop. All right, so here we have an open slate. There's no tracks here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just dive right into the deep end and create 24 tracks. All you have to do is come up here to track and new. We're going to type in 24 mono tracks. And then from there we'll just reduce the number of tracks that we need if we don't use all of them. So just hit create. Alright, here we have 24 tracks. And what we're going to do first is we're just going to start naming them. So right click and hit rename. And we're going to start with drums. I always start with drums on top. You don't have to start with drums on top, but that is the layout that I stick with, because when I go into the studio, that's always the first thing I record. Okay, so I have all of my tracks named now. There's 24 tracks, and I'll just go ahead and run down the list with you. It's kick in, kick out, snare top, snare bottom, hi-hat, high tom, mid tom, low tom, overhead left, overhead right, room left, room right, random trash mic, bass 1, bass 2, guitar 1A, guitar 1B for if you have two different mics on your guitar cab, and then we also have a second guitar setup, guitar 2A, guitar 2B, keys left, keys right, and vocals 1, 2, and 3. So the first thing that we're going to do after you get all of your tracks named is you're going to want to color code them. So before anything, come up to Pro Tools, hit Preferences, and it automatically comes up on display. And under display, you're going to want to go to Default Track Color Coding and hit Track Type if it's not already selected, and then go to Default Clip Color Coding, and that'll color every single clip that's in that track to the same color as the track, so that everything is coordinated, everything is easy to see, and you don't have all these different color tracks or different color clips in the different color tracks. So it makes it easy to follow. And just come over here and hit track color. And when you're ready, hit OK. So after you set your Pro Tools preferences, the first thing you want to do is select all of your drums. So from kick in all the way down to trash mic, just hold shift and click, and it should select all of them. And right here where my mouse is where you're going to want to double click. It says track color coding. That's what comes up in the text. And if you just double click there, it'll bring up the color palette. What I like to do is for my drums, it just makes it easier for me if I make them all brown. I don't know why. I just like to have the drums colored brown. So put whatever color you like, but I'm going to choose brown. And then without closing this, because you don't want to close the color palette because we got to change the color of the other tracks. So now all you have to do is click on the next track, which for me is bass, and I always make bass dark purple. The next thing you want to do after you color code your tracks is you want to set up what is called memory locations. And I always keep my memory locations right here on the right hand side. And you could also find it if you don't have your window here already, all you have to do is go up to Window and come down here to Memory Locations, or it's Command 5 on the number pad. Before making your memory location, you're going to want to resize your tracks so that you can see all of them without having to scroll. So what you're going to want to do is come over here and select all your tracks. For me, I just have to hold Option and click. If you're on a PC, I think you just hold Alt and click. But select all your tracks, and if you hold Shift and Option and you click right here, you right click, it'll bring up the option to fit window. So while holding Shift and Option, you just hit fit to window, and all the tracks fit in there nicely. They fill all the spaces. I don't have to scroll anywhere. I could see all of them, all 24 tracks right here. So after making them all fit into the one window, you're going to want to create a marker. And for me, the marker is right here. The marker button is here. If you don't have the markers in this top bar above the edit window, all you have to do is come over here to this pane and click on marker. So you're going to want to click marker, name it all, so that you know that it's all the tracks. Click none, click track show hide and track heights, and that'll save the exact layout, and hit OK. And as you can see over here in the memory locations window, you have the all button, and you'll see what that does as soon as we make the next memory location. So now what we're going to want to do is make a memory location for all the individual instruments, and that'll help you navigate the track just that much easier. So we're going to start with the drums as always. Highlight all the drums, and what we're going to do is come over here to tracks, and you're just going to want to come to this down arrow and hit show only selected tracks. And just like last time, you're going to want to make them fit to the window so that you don't have to do any scrolling, and make a memory location for that. Make sure you name it drums, hit none, and make sure track show hide and track heights are both selected. Hit OK, and now you can toggle between seeing all of the tracks or simply just the drums. Now you're going to want to do this for the rest of the instruments. Alright, so after you're done setting all the memory locations for all your tracks, you should be able to toggle through them and navigate your session very easily now. Lastly, you want to save your template. And all you have to do for that is come up to File, Save as Template, and I just have mine saved as band template. And you could put in any location you want. I'll just put it on the desktop, and let me show you. I'll just close that session and I'll show you how it works. Just come over here, double click band template, and it'll come up with the preferences. 4824 is good for me. Hit OK, and it'll say, hey, what do you want to save it as? I'll say song 1. And there you have it. So feel free to customize your templates any way that you like. You can use more than 24 tracks. I tend to use upwards of 48 tracks and have multiple routing options. But this is just a basic rock template. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to hearing your feedback. Please leave comments in the box below. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like. Thank you very much.